welcome everybody. We celebrate poetry. This is National Poetry Month. And this year, we've been invited to celebrate beat poetry. The beats. Now, what does beat mean? And in the dictionary you'll find to strike repeatedly and violently to hurt or injure somebody. Or you're exhausted, worn out. Or you strike an object to make a noise like beat a drum. It's also the rhythm or beat to music, poetry. It's the movement of a bird's wings. And it's also the pulsation of the heart. Now, Jack Kerouac introduced the phrase beat generation when he was being interviewed by John Clellan Holmes, and it was actually started in 1948, but nobody did anything about it, and then in 1952 they came out with this article, The Beat Generation. And it was about an explanation about what we call the generation of artists after World War II. You had the lost generation after World War I, and so they came up, and he did not know, Jack Kerouac just said it was, he called it, this is just nothing but a beat generation. But he didn't mean it in the context that it was taken. He actually wanted to be an angelic, make it angelic. But because the beat kind of went with it, and people started because they were nonconformists, hedonistic, bohemians, and people didn't get it. And, they were prone to drinking large amounts of alcohol and doing drugs.
No.
But the movement went on, and what they were actually looking for expanded. Jack Kerouac expanded the meaning. He wanted more something of upbeat, beatific, to be beatified, to have it be musically associated with the beat, and he was going for the beatness or darkness that precedes the opening up to light, the egolessness, giving room for religious and spiritual illumination. Now you say, what do you write about if you beat? Beat literature sings against cynicism, apathy, injustice, materialism, deception, compromise, racism, commercialism, war, evils, and cons of all kinds. So it still fits in today's, the way we're living today. But most of all, William Burroughs credited the beats with being the real architects of change. There's no doubt, Burroughs argued, that we're living in a freer America as a result of the beat literary movement, which is an important part of the larger picture of cultural and political change in this country during the last 40 years, when a four-letter word couldn't appear on a printed page, and minority rights were ridiculous. So we've come a long way. It's been over 60 years. And we still have these problems in our country. And in the rest of the world. And it wasn't just held, that's why I do what I do. People have been inspired. I mean, the Beatles were even inspired by the beats. After they met with Ginsberg in 1964 and Bob Dylan, the music changed from I Want to Hold Your Hand to Eleanor Rigby, and so on and so forth. The inspiration comes, David Anram is still around. We have George Wallace, who keeps pushing the beats. I try myself, as humble as I'm not on that level, but I like beat poetry and I'll write that way. And the best way to sum it up before we start is some musical interlude here. We seek to find new phrases. We try hard. We write and twist and blow. Every now and then, a clear harmonic cry gives a suggestion of a tune, a thought. that will someday be the only tuning thought in the world which will raise man's souls to joy. We find it, we lose it, we wrestle for. We find it again, we laugh, we moan. Go moan for man. It's a pathos of people that gets us down. All the lovers in this dream. Jack Kerouac on the road. So let's all get up here and celebrate. I give you Chris Nicola, Axiom Nexus, and Charles Peter Watson. Yeah.